Hi friends, Miss Kristi here, and I am so excited to be together again cooking in the kitchen. Today we are doing another short how-to episode and how to slice an onion. Sometimes an onion can be a bit overwhelming. It's round, there's so many layers, so this is a quick how to slice an onion. We're gonna have fun making this together today, and I'm so glad you're here.
All is calm and all is bright tonight.
Now, the first step to cooking and working in the kitchen is to wash our hands. While I wash my hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds, let's go over the ingredients and supplies that you'll need to gather to cook along today. The one ingredient you'll need today is 1 onion. And the only supplies you'll need today is a cutting board and a sharp knife. Okay, great. Your hands are clean and my hands are clean. We've gathered our ingredients and supplies, so let's get started with this quick how to slice an onion. Now, you do need a cutting board to protect whatever surface you're gonna cut on top of. I suggest you use a cutting board that's easy to wash. An onion really does, the flavor and the smell kind of soaks into whatever cutting board that you're using, so I usually use a plastic cutting board that I can get in water and soap and clean it really well. So I'm gonna place my cutting board right in front of me. Again, it's just a quick little plastic one that I have in my kitchen, so I'm gonna place that in front of me. And then I'm also going to grab my sharp knife. Now, to cut an onion, you do need a sharp knife. So if you don't feel comfortable using it on your own, definitely ask for some help, but let's get started. Now I'm gonna just take my onion, and how are we gonna cut this? So there's lots of different ways to cut an onion, slice an onion. I'm going to slice this one. We'll talk about chopping it too if you need to, but first of all, take a look at your onion. If you have any little stickers, you can go ahead and place that to the side, take that off. We don't want to cut that. And now I'm gonna place my onion in front of me, and I'm gonna have one of the ends facing away from me and one of the ends facing towards me. So that's how I'm going to start. I'm going to carefully hold it with one side, and I'm just going to take my knife and I'm going to slice it right down the middle of those root ends, okay? So now I have half an onion on each side. I'm going to peel this top layer off. Onions have lots of layers. Usually the first layer or two you're not going to eat. So now that I've cut it in half, I can easily peel my onion first layer off and set that to the side. We're not going to use that. And then I'm just going to trim off one of the root ends on one side and trim off the root end on the other side. Okay, so we've cut it in half, taken the top layer off, cut the root ends off. You can set that to the side. And from here, all I'm going to do now is still have where the root ends were, so they're facing away from me. And I'm just going to carefully grab my onion with basically my fingertips, and I'm just slicing. You see there's little lines on this onion. You can kind of follow the lines, and I'm just slicing small chunks off of my onion. So same thing, just continuing to grab it with my fingertips very carefully. That way, if you were to slip with your knife, you're not gonna get your finger, you're gonna be right up against your fingernail bed, and you're not gonna cut your finger. So that's why it's helpful to hold it in place with your fingernails. And as you can see, I just sliced along those lines as best as I can, and now we have onion slices. So how would we chop an onion? Say you're following a recipe and you need a chopped onion. So this is sliced. Just move this to the side here, and let's practice a diced onion on my other half of the onion that we didn't use. So same thing, I'm just going to peel this top layer off. I'm using a red onion today. Obviously you can use any type of onion that your recipe calls for. I'm going to get this top layer off. Put that to the side. Now the same thing, I'm putting the root ends away from me. Just going to cut one root end off. Cut the other root end off. So now I can work with this. So how I dice an onion, you can dice an onion a lot of different ways. I just find this easiest. So I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm just slicing it, following the lines on the onion. And again, a sharp knife is helpful. I'm grabbing it by the handle so I have lots of control over my knife. All right, so once I have it sliced like we just sliced the other half, all I'm going to do is pull this together, put it back in my onion shape as best as possible. and then turn it. So we sliced it this way, where the root ends were away from us, and now I'm just going to turn it the opposite way, and I'm going to come over on the other side, and I'm holding it with my fingertips, and I am just cutting it down the other way. This is a little bit harder. You've got to keep the onion together. A bit more control that's required. And I'm just going slow. Again, this sharp knife helps. And all the way to the end, I'm just cutting those slices, and now we end up with our diced onions. Now, if you end up with a couple bigger pieces that were on the end, you can always just go back quick and dice those up. But that's it, my friends. Now we've learned how to either slice an onion and even dice an onion, and it only took a few minutes, taking that top layer off, cutting off the root ends, and you can refer back to this quick episode anytime you need a reminder. I know sometimes I needed a reminder how to cut an onion, so this is just a quick how to do that. So I hope you try it or try it again, and when you do, I always say let me know how it goes. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to get to hear from you, and you can even show me how your onion turned out. I'd love to get to see it. Now, let's talk about next week. On next week's episode, which is episode 90, we are learning how to make a watermelon cucumber summer salad. This quick, refreshing salad uses just 6 ingredients, and it's no bake. We just toss a few ingredients together in a bowl and end up with a refreshing summer salad. In order to cook along and make our watermelon cucumber summer salad, these are the ingredients that you'll need to have in your kitchen for next week. 2 cups of watermelon, 1 cup of cucumber, half a cup of red onion, half a cup of feta cheese, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. Well, friends, our time together today is almost over. I do hope you've enjoyed this quick how to slice an onion. I know I had fun, and I already can't wait to cook together again next week. But before you say goodbye to this episode, make sure to click subscribe if you haven't already. You just have to click the little picture of me in the corner. That way you don't miss next week's episode. It'll be out on Friday, and I'll see you then. Bye, friends.